Halloween Ends is the third and final film in Blumhouse and David Gordon Green's rebooted Halloween trilogy, as well as the purported finale of the Michael Myers/Laurie Strode saga. It's highly anticipated among Halloween fans, and certainly one of my most anticipated films of this year. However, there's some bits of information that have already been revealed that concern me, even though the film has only just recently begun filming. Apparently, Halloween Ends will be taking place in present-day 2022, a full 4 years after the events of Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills, which both take place on the same night. Now, from a storytelling and thematic angle, there are a significant number of problems with this, which I'm going to break down. Obviously, I don't know what this time jump is going to look like in the film, or how they plan to account for it, but I see it most likely going in one of two ways. One, they try and pass off that after the events of Kills, Michael's just been chilling in his home with nobody able to successfully find him. Or two, they do the same thing as Halloween 2018, where they establish he got arrested off-screen in between films and he'll have to break out again. Let's break this down further. The first possibility I listed is by far the most ridiculous and moronic, and I hope it's not what they wind up going with. It doesn't make any sense how Michael would be able to evade being caught for 4 years based on everything that happens at the end of Halloween Kills. That film ended with Michael killing Laurie's daughter Karen in his childhood home, which is also an active crime scene, while her daughter Allison was just outside the door with several police officers, who all would have undoubtedly heard the scuffle upstairs, as well as Karen's screams and cries of pain. Not to mention, the Myers house is only a couple streets over from where Michael massacred a mob of people and got away. In the extended cut, it's further shown that Laurie is made aware of Michael killing or having done something to Karen, and she leaves the hospital to hunt him down. Logically, you'd think this story would immediately pick up with the police, Allison, Laurie, and Lindsay all hunting down Michael given he's still on the loose and nearby. However, for some reason, we're jumping 4 years ahead where seemingly nothing has been done. For some reason, none of them were able to find Michael even though he's literally in his house, an active crime scene, which has several police officers outside the front door, and there's a citywide manhunt for him. Wouldn't Allison get suspicious of the fact her mother's been in the Myers house for a long time, then go to investigate and find Michael alive? Assuming, of course, she didn't hear the sounds of her getting killed, which is... Please. And wouldn't Laurie tell her Karen's dead if that wasn't the case? And then the conflict would resume? Wouldn't the police be made aware of the mob of corpses a couple streets over, realize Michael's still out there, and then continue their manhunt? Wouldn't they find him in the house while they're cleaning up after the 4 mutilated corpses? Like I said, there's so much wrong with this approach, I desperately hope this isn't what actually happens. Now, for the second approach I mentioned earlier, where Michael's arrested off-screen after the events of Kills, and then he'll have to escape again. While this does away with a lot of the logistical issues I mentioned earlier, it raises another flock of questions. First one being, why in the hell was this done off-screen? Putting an end to Michael's reign of terror was the whole point of the previous 2 films, so having it be something that's accomplished off-screen, with probably just a throwaway line to show for it, is just bullshit. They could also show Michael getting arrested in the very opening scene before the credits, essentially what they did in Halloween Kills. Can you imagine that? They resolve pretty much the entire previous film and tie up all of the loose ends in the first couple minutes just to set the board for the story they want. Sounds pretty lazy to me. It would be absolutely silly to have it where, in Kills, Michael returned home after his first murder spree in 1978, then got arrested, and do the exact same thing, where Michael returns home after his murder spree in 2018, then get arrested again. It definitely wouldn't make Michael look like a complete doofus. That also begs the question, why would Michael not be shot dead immediately upon being apprehended after everything he's done and everything he's known to be capable of doing? They establish in Halloween Kills they were about to shoot Michael in 1978, but just gave up for some reason after Hawkins intervened. If the police were willing to kill Michael just based on what he did in the first film, then they'd absolutely put an end to him after everything that happened in these last two. If this is indeed the route they're going, why in the absolute hell would Michael be kept alive and put in an environment he's escaped from twice? With all that being said, I legitimately cannot think of a way Halloween Ends could rationalize its 4-year time jump without creating major plot holes and causing so much damage to the franchise. There were so many moving parts at the end of Kills, and its finale felt like a to-be-continued moment. Separating the sequel so far from it feels like such an anticlimax and a waste of so many opportunities. Of course, they could very well pull this off and have a great explanation for why they decided to set this film 4 years in the future, but frankly, I'm just not counting on it. Especially given that the only thing David Gordon Green has provided as far as an explanation is he wants the characters to reflect on the events of the previous films and deal with the ramifications of the COOF pandemic. Right. Because we don't hear enough about that every single goddamn day, and that's definitely something we were all clamoring to have explored in a Michael Myers movie. Also, the characters were already processing and doing quite a bit of reflection on the events that were taking place. I don't understand why this is such a big thing we need to jump 4 years and cause an infinite amount of consistencies and plot holes in the process. It would be like if Tolkien set Return of the King 4 years after the first 2 books, because he wanted the characters to reflect on everything they had been through thus far, even though they were already doing that. Sorry, David. You're going to have to do a little better than that. I've said it several times, but I believe it just simply needs to be reiterated. David Gordon Green and the folks at Blumhouse could completely subvert my expectations and provide a great rationale for this creative decision. This 4-year time jump could be put to excellent use and lead to a very compelling story. Who knows? Maybe the part of the film set in 2022 is just a brief flash forward, and the actual plot does still take place on Halloween night 2018. I guess there's only one way to find out, but until then, I'm going to be cautiously optimistic. Hey, thanks for watching. I apologize for such sparse uploads. I've been working on a massive 5-part critique of Godzilla vs. Kong for the last 10 months. Part 1's near completion, and I've begun editing the others. In the meantime, I have several ideas for more videos like this, and I plan on making them more of a priority. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.